This is the book of Psalm, chapter 53, verse 6. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion. When the Most High bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Psalm, chapter 53, verse 6, is that when I came across this article today, and these articles today, right, all I kept thinking about was, hey, the Lord's going to deliver us from this captivity, all right? The Lord's going to save us from this captivity, okay, that we're in, okay? And this is why, prophecy is so important, all right? Because with prophecy, it gives you a timeline of how close we are to being delivered, okay? And that's what I'm going, all right, with this, I'm going to call it an exhortation video or, recording. Like when you see articles like this, the Lord is coming back, okay? The Lord is going to deliver us from this captivity. Only believe, all right? And that only believe, all right, that's something that Karab, our beloved brother who passed away last year, he always would say, okay, only believe. All right, and that's why these prophecies are so important, okay? And when you see these news articles, all right, they should get you excited, all right, because you clearly see prophecy being fulfilled, which confirms that we're about to be delivered from this captivity, okay? This is confirmation, okay? Seeing the beast and the whore at odds with each other, okay? This confirms that Yahweh Shai's coming back to deliver us from our captivity, okay? Only believe. And that's why faith is very important, okay? You have to have faith, okay? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him, right? So if these articles don't move you in a fashion that, all right, confirms that, hey, Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver us from this captivity, all right, then you got a problem, man. All right, there's a serious problem. All right, you need to fast. All right, you need to pray more, okay? Because if these articles, once again, don't move you, that salvation is coming, Yahweh Shai is coming to deliver us, all right, from this captivity. If they don't move you, all right, if they don't comfort you and give you that confirmation, then there's a problem. That means you lack faith, okay? And that's something that the Lord wants from our people, faith. Or else you can't please him. It's impossible to please him, as the scripture says. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, right? Okay, NLT version snaps too. It says, and it is impossible to please the Most High without faith. Anyone who wants to come to him must believe that the Most High exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him right. Okay? So you have to believe that the Most High exists and that he's going to send his only begotten Son, who the world only calls Jesus. All right? His name is Yahweh Shai. That's his true, okay, name. That name is what's going to get you saved. All right? You have to believe on that name. You have to call upon that name. All right? And you have to believe, all right, in his Father. Okay? Yahweh. Okay? Because if you're not believing on those names, okay, then you're not going to be delivered. Okay? Because that's the reward we want. We want delivered. We want to be delivered, man. We want deliverance, man. Okay? Because with deliverance comes the kingdom of heaven, comes with the immortality, comes with the, all right, being kings and priests on the earth, as it says, what does it say in Revelation chapter 5, right? Revelation chapter 5. I'll start at 5. And one of the elders, right, this is in the heavens, all right, in the spiritual realm. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, right, it's talking about Yahweh Shai, who he calls Jesus, the root of David, right, okay, because this is Yahweh Shai came from the loins of David, okay, have prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof, right, and Tawadi Yahweh Shai Shai for doing what he did, all right, sacrificing himself on that cross so that we can get the understanding of the scriptures, okay, we can get the breakdowns. 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain. It's Yahweh Shai, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth. 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors. Right, so, see, this goes to show you that you're supposed to worship Yahweh Shai, okay? All right? You have the elders, okay, bowing down to him, all right? So you're supposed to worship Yahweh Shai, okay? Now, of course, we understand that who gets the greater glory? Yahweh, the Most High, all right? Yahweh gets the greater glory. However, Yahweh Shai still gets his glory. Okay, there's levels to this. Yahweh Shai still needs to be worshipped. Having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints, right? Those that are truly praying to Yahweh Ba'al Shai. All right. One of the main prayers is to deliver us from this hell. Okay, captivity. All right. Another prayer is to speed up the prophecies. I always before I eat supper, I pray to Yahweh Shai, to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, speed up these prophecies, continue to speed up these prophecies, and the water for the prophecies, because these prophecies are necessary for our deliverance from this captivity. That's the point. That's where I'm going with this lesson, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Okay? Only believe. 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by the blood out of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation. Right, this is referring to the Israelites, all right, that were delivered, okay, that are going to be delivered from captivity, okay. 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Right, kings and priests, and this is only pertaining to the Israelites. Okay, that's the reward. All right, and it starts with being delivered from captivity. Okay, and when you see articles like this, you already know, oh, our captivity is almost up. Okay, the Lord will no longer put us into another captivity. In fact, that reminds me of Lamentations. This is just an exhortation, you know. Lord willing, it is uplifting, you know. We're almost out of here, man. And these articles, you know, these current events prove it, because prophecy is being fulfilled. Lamentation chapter 4, you know, I'll start at 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. Uz represents America, Babylon the Great. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Right, meaning the cup of what? Judgment. Okay, that's why everything's being revealed, and that's why you're losing this war with Iran. It's clearly evident. Okay. All right, and when you go against Russia, you're going to be all right, finished, man. All right, if you can't take on the Iranians, huh? What makes you think you could take on Russia and China? Through 22. All right, and this is talking to these American Edomites. Okay, because this is the headquarters of the power seat of Esau Edom. 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished. You see, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished. Right. That's the reason why we're in this captivity, because we're serving out our punishment. All right, for going against the Lord, for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. You see that? All right. So this is our final captivity. And again, these prophecies confirm, you know, what we're seeing. All right. The beast shall hate the whore. This is prophecy, all right, being confirmed. You know, we're seeing the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right. I mean, come on, look at this. U.S. brain implant company is holding tests in China, which goes to show you that all these nations are in agreement when it comes to the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. All right, they're all in agreement. Okay, as well as the he causeth all, which is that digital currency. Okay, they're all in agreement with it. That blockchain digital currency, which is going to coincide with the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Because in order for you to buy or sell, okay, you got to have digital currency with that chip, and they're all agreement. Okay, and again, this proves that our salvation, all right, is coming. This has to happen so we get delivered. Okay. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Right, and I just want to bring this out because, hey, you Edomites are about to be judged. Because once that chip is made mandatory, the nukes are going to fly. All right, and we're so close. All right, we're already in the beginning stages of World War III. All right. So, all right, it's only a matter of time for them to push that chip. And then, boom, the nukes fly, and America, Babylon the Great, gets judged. Because once America is destroyed, you Edomites will never hold power ever again. Ever. Ever. Those that survive go straight into slavery. All right? You're going to go into captivity. Okay? Role reversal. So now let's bring out Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3, because the Lord loves us, man. Okay, and He's the reason why. All right, all this is happening on the world stage is because the Lord wants to deliver us, because He loves us. He's keeping His promise. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3. The Lord hath appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Okay, for again I will build thee, and thou shalt be built, O Virgin of Israel. You see? Thou shalt again be adorned with thy tabrets, and shalt go forth in dances of them that make merry. Right, we're going to be rejoicing. We're going to be glad. You know, this deliverance is going to, all right, set the tone for rejoicing and being glad. 5, thou shalt yet plant vines upon the mountains of Samaria. Right. And I believe this chapter is focusing on the northern kingdom, okay? Which, us, the Israelites out of One West, we always focus on the northern and southern kingdom, the 12 tribes, okay? Which you wacky tacky plantation Christians never want to talk about. You never want to talk about the northern kingdom, okay? All right? The northern kingdom is very important in the Lord's salvation, okay? All right? The 12 tribes. And the bulk of the tribes come from the northern kingdom. So, you wacky tacky plantation Christians, you ain't got the truth. Thou shalt yet plant vines upon the mountains of Samaria. The planter shall plant and shall eat them as common things. 6. For there shall be a day that the watchman upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry. Right? Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. Right? Ephraim is interchangeable with Israel. Okay. Also, you have Joseph interchangeable. Okay. As well, because in Ezekiel 37, Joseph is mentioned. Okay, which represents the northern kingdom. Okay, that because Joseph and Ephraim are the head of the northern kingdom, just like Judah is the head of the southern kingdom. Okay, and ultimately, Judah is the head of all the tribes, all the 12 tribes. Judah is the head tribe. All right, and that's why the Lord made sure that Judah would get the truth first. Okay, out of Harlem. All right, to preach. All right, to the Israelites. Okay, it's all spiritual. You got to have spiritual eyes, man. Arise ye and let us go up to Zion unto the Lord our God. Right? You see that? And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing southern kingdom and northern kingdom, all right, prophesying on the highways and byways, all right, saying, arise, all right, get to know your power. We're almost out of here. Bringing out prophecy, showing you current events, which shows that prophecy is being fulfilled, all right, that salvation is coming. We're about to get delivered from this captivity. 7. For thus saith the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Right? Okay. And that's what we're hoping for, man. That's where our faith is in. Okay. We expect to be part of that remnant. Okay. 8. Behold, I will bring them from the north country. It's talking about America, Babylon the Great, and gather them from the coasts of the earth. Right? Because we were scattered. All right. The transatlantic slave trade proves that all the 12 tribes are scattered. Okay. Did you forget Christopher Columbus brought the indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere, which represent the Northern Kingdom? That's the Northern Kingdom, to the Old World. Did y'all forget about that? You know, it's crazy. You know, when it comes to the transatlantic slave trade, all they talk about is, the so-called blacks, okay, which are mainly from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? You know, leaving the west coast of Africa to the Americas, but they totally forget or have a brain aneurysm about the indigenous people over here in the Western Hemisphere in northern Central South America being sold, okay, back to the old world, okay. Wait, hold on. Let's get some facts here. Maybe y'all forgot this history. Okay. How many indigenous, see, because you got to write it like this. Okay. Indigenous slaves did Christopher bring back to Europe? Okay, so look, Columbus organized a massive slave. raid, gathering 1,600 people in Hispaniola, choosing 500 to 550 of the best for shipment to Spain. Survivor, approximately 200 of the 500 slaves sent in 1405 died during the journey. These actions marked the start of the transatlantic slave trade and the initiation of widespread forced labor in the Americas. You see that? Okay. So you had Northern Kingdom being sold to the old world, and this is what they're bringing out. Okay. All right. There was definitely more, but again, that fulfills the prophecy of being scattered. Once again, in Jeremiah 31, being and gathered, where it talks about and gather them from the coast of the earth, right? Okay, because we were scattered. And with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together, great company shall return thither. 9. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Right, just to let the northern kingdom know, all right, that the Lord didn't forget about us, that he loves us just as much as he loves Judah. Okay, Benjamin and Levi. All right, okay, and this is something you so-called Hispanics and Native Americans need to wake the hell up to. All right, the Lord loves you. All right, the days of calling yourself so-called Hispanic Native American needs to stop, man. All right, you're an Israelite. All right, be grateful that the Lord chose you to be an Israelite and not a heathen. Even though some of y'all want to be heathens, want to look like, especially the so-called white man, want to act like the so-called white man, want to be like the so-called white man, and the Lord hates the so-called white man. All right, he hates Esau. He says it twice in Malachi and in Romans. Okay, in fact, Paul was reiterating what was said in Malachi. Okay, that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob loves Jacob, hates Esau. Okay, plain. 10. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, declare it in the isles far off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd does his flock. Right. So, hey, we're about to be delivered from captivity. All right, only believe, man. We're about to be delivered from captivity, and these articles confirm that. That's what I want to convey, and Lord willing, this less edifying. This is like an exhortation, because we're about to be delivered. Do you believe? Only believe, man. So 11. For the Lord have redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Right? All right. Who was stronger than us in terms of taking us down? All right. These Edomites. Okay. All right. And we are still found in their hand. Okay. We've been found in their hand. 12. Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of the Lord for wheat and for wine and for oil and for the young of the flock and of the herd. And their soul shall be as watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. Right. This is talking about the deliverance. Okay. The same, what precept comes to mind? Isaiah chapter 14. I ended off on that, man. Isaiah, I was going to bring this out too, but for time, because I know Jake got a short attention span. All right, we're just going to bring this out. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Right. And set them in their own land. Right. Deliver us from our captivity. And the strangers, now these strangers are talking about Israelite foreigners, right, that are scattered among the nations. We just brought that out in Jeremiah 31. All right. That we were scattered, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Surname themselves to the house of Jacob. Right. Like, for example, best believe there are Israelites in Iran, okay? They are laying low, okay? And waiting to be delivered, okay? They got this truth, and now they're chilling because Iran, all right, is not a place to be prophesying anymore. That's a war zone now, okay? And that type of a war zone is coming to America. Facts, okay? 2, because we're not going to be teaching much longer, okay? 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Right, it's talking about, all right, these heathens going into slavery, And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right. This is talking about these heathens, all right, going into slavery and us ruling over them. All right. That's why in Revelation 5, like I brought out, we're going to be kings and priests. All right. A king has servants. Okay. A priest has servants. Okay. 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You see that? So that's, again, what Jeremiah 31 talks about. All right? Okay, we're not going to be fearful anymore. Okay? We're not going to be sorrowful anymore. We're going to be comforted. Okay? We're going to have joy. All right? When we're delivered from this place. So, again, these prophecies confirm that the Lord is going to deliver us from our captivity. Okay? And we're going to be glad and we're going to rejoice and we're going to be excited. All right? Only believe. And these articles should, okay, boost your faith, your confidence, and have that confirmation that the Lord, all right, Yahweh Shai, all right, is coming back to deliver us, okay? All right, to fulfill his Father's wishes, okay? Because, all right, and Yahweh Shai wants to too. Yahweh Shai wants to drink with us, man, okay? All right, rejoice with us, okay? What's another word? Party with us, okay? They use modern words, party, which is another word for party, being merry, okay? Rejoicing, So we gotta only believe, and if you look at these articles, you should be believing that Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver us from this captivity. So, Lord willing, us edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. And when you pray, Jag cover. We're almost out of here. Shalom.